What's good, everybody? It's the Climb with Cap show. UFC 304 was iconic. Shout out to Belal Muhammad. I underestimated him 100%. I think a lot of people did. A lot of people went with Leon Edwards. That made sense to me, but Muhammad was just well prepared, took him down a couple of times, really many times this fight, really controlled the whole fight, got him up against the cage, and it looked like Leon Edwards, his striking was off. It just was an off night for Leon, and it sucks. I mean, Leon went from the champion of the world to, dropping down who knows how far at 170. I mean, we're talking 5th, maybe 6th rank now from Leon becoming champion. It's going to be interesting to see how 170 pans out. You still have a lot of guys coming up right now like Ian Gary. Colby Covington's still in that discussion, but Colby only fights like once or twice a year. So I want more activity from Colby, but right now it's Muhammad, dude, and he took a long way just like Leon Edwards did. So we got to give respect, man, and I underestimated him. I thought Belal was going to really just get exploded on the feet, and that's not what happened. It was just Leon did not throw a lot of leg kicks either. I just think Leon's game plan was completely off. I think Leon did not have a full training camp, it looked like. It looked like Leon was just going through the motions, kind of underestimated Muhammad. He really did. I think he underestimated him, and that's why they lost. I think if they ran this back, Leon would win 100%, but that's just part of the UFC and the fight game. One mistake's all it takes, and that's it, bro. That's it. You're done. It's going to be a long way to come back to becoming a champion again. So, it's going to be a long road for Leon. But what's next for Leon? Who knows? Maybe a rematch with Colby. Maybe even Kamaru Usman. But Muhammad, he's at the top right now. He doesn't care who he fights. That's what I like most about Muhammad is he just doesn't care. He doesn't matter who it is. He's even talked about going up to 185, which is crazy. He's a bigger guy anyway at 170. But the Leon Edwards, man, I'm very surprised. I went 100% on Leon. I thought for sure he would win, even though my lock pick of this weekend was definitely Tom Aspinall. Shout out to Tom Aspinall. Ran right through Curtis Blades. And it was just one of them things that, hey, Aspinall is really legit. He's the quickest heavyweight we've probably ever seen right now. He's got quick hands, great ground game, all-around great fighter. So I think Aspinall, Dana White already came out and said, look, Tom Aspinall is going to fight the winner of John Jones and Stipe. So that's going to happen sometime next year. I can't wait for that. But as far as the heavyweight right now, it's still John Jones, even though Aspinall's looking nice. And if I'm John Jones right here, I'm saying, look, Aspinall, he's legit. He's quick. He's fast. He has power. So, it's not as easy as it seems just to take somebody down and ground and pound him. We're talking heavyweights here. Every bit of 250. That's crazy, dude. So, I think John Jones is going to have his hands full. I think John Jones is going to run through Stipe in November. I think that's going to happen. And then we're going to have a mega fight. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall sometime next year. Sell out T-Mobile Arena in Vegas, and it's going to do big business for Dana White and the UFC. I really do. Even though John Jones is towards the end of his career, I still don't see John Jones losing. I mean, John Jones never lost a fight in the UFC. Youngest champion of the world at age 23 in history of the UFC. So John Jones is the GOAT. He really is, and a lot of people don't want to do that. Everybody hates on John Jones, say he's not active in the past couple years. I agree with you on that, but yet John Jones is still winning fights. Okay, he's still winning. Whether through all the adversity, all the bull crap that's going outside the octagon with John Jones still gets the W's. That's the difference. So I can't wait for that, man. Curtis Blades, gonna have to work his way back, but I knew this was gonna be a mismatch. Curtis Blades was not as quick. Yes, he had better ground game, but overall just feet work and hands, he was just not on Aspinall's level. Aspinall is legit, dude. And really, Tom Aspinall got hit a couple times in this fight. Kind of was looked like he was a slad back, a little bit, dazed in a way. But, that's what champions do. They battle back. He's the intern heavyweight champion of the world right now. And Tom Aspinall wants John Jones. He's calling him out after the fight. So John Jones understands that, hey, I'm going to have my hands full against Tom Aspinall. There's no joke in that. He can knock anybody out, dude. It doesn't matter who it is. He could knock John Jones out. Absolutely, but on paper, when we get dissect Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, I'm still going to go John Jones here. I really am. I don't care. John Jones is towards the end of his career in the UFC. I get all that, but at the same time, we're talking experience here. We're talking John Jones here, the GOAT. So, it's going to be a long shot, but Tom Aspinall can do it, dude. He's the quick, quick hands, dude, and I'm telling you right now, I don't think John Jones wants to fight him right now. That's why he wants to fight Stipe. Stipe hasn't fought in like 3 or 4 years, dude. Like, why do you want Stipe? Like, Stipe is a firefighter, dude. He's not in training all the time. Like, come on, John. Like, fight Tom Aspinall in November. That'd be great, right? That'd be awesome. And there's even talks about Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight and maybe getting Aspinall or somebody. But I think that's just all talk. I think Alex Pereira needs to stay at the light heavyweight division. Because let's be honest, if he does fight Tom Aspinall or John Jones, they're going to shoot for takedowns and try to just ground and pound Alex Pereira, who has a hole in his game. Alex Pereira's been running through all these guys, but yet still has a hole in his fight game, which is wrestling, dude. He's not a good wrestler. So when you match him up against a great wrestler, it's going to be a hard fight for Alex Pereira. It really is, but, you know, that's what makes fights great, man. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know the outcome. So shout out to Tom Aspinall. Overtook it. That was my lock pick. My lock pick hit this weekend. Shout out to Tom Aspinall. He's waiting on the winner of John Jones and Stipe. I can't wait for that fight. And then we have Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett's legit, dude. Paddy the Baddy. Everybody hates on him. And I went on Paddy. This was an even money line right here. This was a 50-50 fight, but I went Paddy. Why? Because of his ground game. He ended up submitting Bobby Green, and that was it, dude. And I think a lot of people hate on Paddy. I love Paddy, dude. You know, coming out of the outside, man, walking up, his walk-up song, just over here getting hyped, getting the crowd hyped. I love Paddy, man. Everybody hates on Paddy, and I'm just trying to figure out why, dude. Like, is it because he looks like a young kid? Looks like he's 13 years of age? Is that why? Or does it look like he had an easy upbringing? We don't know. What we do know is Paddy's a legit fighter, and I do think Paddy could be a future superstar in the UFC, and I think Dana White understands that. I think he understands that Paddy can push the needle here and really become a big megastar, like Sean O'Malley. Guys like that, man, like our big stars, like Israel Adesanya, who has a big fight coming up next month. You know, so like these guys can become stars in the UFC, and I'm 100% in and sold on Paddy Pimblett. He's got the vibes. He's got the spirit, the winning spirit. You know, he's just over here hype, man, and I like that, man. There's some human side to Paddy, dude. Like, you know, going out to the fight, you're going out to the slaughterhouse. Like, literally, you're risking your life, and Paddy's over here like he's in a nightclub just getting ready, dude. Like, I love that, man. And nothing against Bobby Green. Bobby Green's a great fighter, but, you know, I knew this was how it's going to go, and I knew Paddy would eventually shoot and try to take him down, even though it was reverse. I think Bobby's the one that shot originally, and I'm thinking, Bobby, why are you trying to shoot on Paddy? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, you want to stand up with Paddy. You don't want to go to the ground, and that's why he got submitted. It really is, dude. It was just like, why? Why do these type of things if you're a UFC fighter? You're going into their strength, dude. You should not be going into their strength and just try to beat them at their best. You just can't do that. Paddy's a great grappler. So, like, Bobby, why try it? Why try to be cute and just try to be, I'm going to prove people wrong? No, that's not the case, man. There's so much more than that. It really is. So, it was just amazing. And then you had Arnold Allen get the dub by decision. That was great. And then another main card, another fight was Gregory Rodriguez. He won by decision in the third round. This dude looked like a freaking looked like a Greek god or something, dude. Like straight, like 6'4", just bald-headed dude. Looked like one of them Greek Roman soldiers back in the day. Ran right through this guy by decision. So that was another big fight as well. But, you know, going back to the main fight, Muhammad, man, I can't believe it. And I'm sure a lot of people in Vegas did not believe that. I think Muhammad was plus 200 at the time, maybe a little bit under that, but still, they were going heavy in on Leon Edwards. And Leon's not a great grappler. And Beal Muhammad, he had a great game plan. He learned from Coach Khabib. Khabib broke it down to him. This is how you're going to beat Leon Edwards. That's how you're going to do it. But Muhammad right now, he's the current champion. It's going to be interesting to see who they throw at him. You know, it really is. There's a lot of guys at 170 that are hungry right now that are going to go after Muhammad. So the UFC and Dana White, they know what's the best fights to make. They really do. And I'm not doubting Dana White. I'm not doubting the UFC. They're going to find a great championship fight in that. I don't think Colby Covington deserves it though right now. I think Colby needs a fight. Maybe Charles Oliveira, maybe even Ian Gary, who's in the same division as Colby. So like for Colby, he's going to have to be more active. Like, you got to be active. In the UFC, being active is huge. If you're fighting like once or maybe once every 2 years, that's not enough. Like, I want in the UFC, you need to be active. You need to fight 3 times a year. You just need that flow. You need that chemistry, the rhythm of the sport. When you're out for so long, you lose that rhythm. You know, for example, like Conor McGregor back in 2021 when he fought Poirier. You know, it's just kind of out of rhythm, and we haven't seen McGregor since. And they're saying Michael Chandler and McGregor's going to fight in December at the end of this year. You know, that fight's been, over 2 years in the making now. It's just, if it doesn't happen in December, the McGregor-Michael Chandler card will be gone. It's not going to happen, and we could see McGregor do something else, but McGregor's got 2 fights left in the UFC, and I think that's the most he's going to do. I really do. What McGregor did moved the UFC to a new level. He changed it, but McGregor's in so many different things right now. He's investing in bare knuckle. He's in his liquor business. He's just a business guy right now. He's not a fighter anymore. He's not hungry. He's not hungry to feed his family or put food on the table. Like, you got to understand that. Once McGregor lost his hunger, McGregor's not the same anymore. He doesn't sit like the karate style like he once did back in 2013 when he was hungry, when he was real hungry. But the hungriest McGregor I saw was against Chad Mendes. I think that was back in 2014, 2015. He was getting his butt beat, and then he finally came back and knocked Chad Mendes out. That's the hungry McGregor. But right now, it's like, are we ever going to see McGregor back in the UFC? That's a big question mark. I hope he fights Chandler at the end of this year. That'd be great. But, for UFC 304, it did not let down some great fights. Tom Aspinall, I'm telling you right now, he's on a mission, and he's going to eventually fight John Jones. And that's what everybody wants to see in the heavyweight division. We want to see John Jones against the best, and right now the best heavyweight that I've seen is Tom Aspinall. That's the guy. So that's the fight to make. I think Stipe shouldn't even be fighting anymore. I think it should be John Jones versus Aspinall this November for the heavyweight undisputed belt. That's what they need to do. I think John Jones understands that. Like, come on, bro. Like, John, please prove everybody wrong again that you're the GOAT and why you're the GOAT and why you've never lost in the UFC, because John Jones is that guy. He has that it factor. So I can't wait for that fight. That's going to be a mega fight. But Patty, just keep grinding and keep winning fights. And then Patty will eventually be in the top 5, and then Patty will eventually fight in a championship fight, a 5-round fight. I'm tired of seeing these guys fight 3-rounders. It's like some of these fights should be a 5-round fight, dude. Like, I want to see them all rounds. Same thing like, for example, like Shamaya. Shamaya's been in and out of fights a lot, and Shamaya typically fights at 3-round fights. So if Shamaya wants a title fight next, it's like, well, bro, make weight. Shamaya missed weight one time at 170, 9 pounds overweight. Then he pulled out of the fight recently a couple months ago. So right now, Shamaya, the whole hype train on Shamaya is kind of dying down. I'm looking at Shamaya and saying, what's going on, bro? Like, you pulled out of the Whitaker fight. Is that fight ever going to happen? Where's Shamaya at? I don't know. That's a big question mark for the UFC. But right now, Muhammad's at the champion right now. He's at the top of the pinnacle. Who knows? Maybe throw Usman at him. Maybe Usman gets a crack back at the belt. But that's going to be interesting to see. But shout out to Tom Aspinall. He was definitely the best performance of the night, knockout of the night. And look at Aspinall. He's calling out John Jones to go. That's the fight to make for the UFC. What a weekend. Shout out to Dana White and UFC. Shout out to Muhammad. It's the Clown with Cab show. Let's